you going somewhere?
When you love someone, you have to risk being honest.
She has set a trap and you are walking right into it.
It's up to us to sort it out.
Sunny Corinthos will be taken out.
A Port Charles State of the Union. Pairings, parenting, and the great pink file caper. Romance report. Chemistry or chemistry set? I'll start with the obvious. Rick and Elizabeth work. She steadies him. He lightens her. I like this changed, handsome Rick, and I'm not eager to watch the writers torch his character growth for sport. Dante and Elizabeth have no spark. None. Liz needs a new leading man, and no, I'm not contradicting myself. I want her with Rick. When something ends, it usually ends for a reason. Over in Snoozeville, Brooklyn and Chase have drifted from charming to bland. Yes, their choice to foster baby Phoebe, née Jane Doe, is sweet, and Phoebe Quartermaine has a certain ring. But when and how did they land on that name exactly? Lulu and Nathan are a split screen. Half the audience sees an adorable new couple. The other half sees a forced, charisma-free rush to the bedroom. Too soon to roll in the hay with Jay, is the note I'd leave on Lulu's mirror. Meanwhile, the Blue's Clues crowd has clocked Nathan's suddenly inept batting and the miraculously returned badge as possible signs this Nathan isn't, well, Nathan. Speaking of age gaps and taste levels, no, Nathan should not be the father of Delilah's baby. She's 20. This is not complicated. As for the best friend code, Lulu letting herself into Carly's house and romancing a best friend's ex? Tacky. Keys and boundaries both exist for a reason. Elsewhere, Michael's magnetic pull toward chaos-adjacent women continues. Sasha remains the outlier. And yes, someone said resurrect Luke Spencer. Someone else said resurrect Victor Cassadine. I admire the ambition. Jason, Danny, and the Brit dilemma. The Jason-Danny goodbye was the most honest scene the show has offered in ages. Humane, unvarnished, and gutting. The sandwiches were prop comedy at its finest. No human jaw opens that far. But their ease together sold it. Also, the resemblance between Jason and Danny is uncanny. Now the part that will get me yelled at from both sides. I understand why some defend Jason. Other fathers have vanished for longer with fewer explanations. Dante, Lucky, Jax. But with Sam gone, this is the wrong moment to choose an off-screen mission over an on-screen son. Alexis as Guardian makes narrative sense. Tracy as Guardian would make pragmatic sense. Either way, Danny should not be a footnote to a pink vial. For the chorus insisting Jason is a bad parent. He told the truth, made arrangements, and refused to fake his death again. That counts. For the chorus insisting he's a saint. He's still leaving a grieving teenager who literally asked to come along. That also counts. Britt Westbourne remains polarizing. I think Kelly Thibault is terrific in the role, and yes, I hope she returns when Jason does. But the character's current arc has made Jason contort into someone who puts a rescue mission above basic fatherhood. Some call that devotion. I call it poor prioritizing dressed up as heroism. Brad Cooper needs to lower the decibels. His jealousy and his scolding of Britt land as hypocritical, and his casual Carly blaming is misdirected. I don't hate him. I do hate the way he's being written. The Sidwell Cullum Marco Labyrinth bring breadcrumbs. The Great Medication Heist is a farce of logistics. If everyone is taking turns administering Britt's injections, why is Marco constantly raiding the safe like a raccoon at noon? Steal at night. Close a curtain. Pretend to be competent. Basic science question. If they're desperate to replicate the drug, why not preserve empty vials for trace analysis? A saline swap decoy plan was floated, and frankly, that's the first sensible suggestion I've heard. Prediction Desk. With Sidwell now confirmed as Sonny's brother, and with Ross Cullum sniffing out the lies, Marco is in mortal danger, most likely from his own side. The talk of Lucas and Marco house hunting practically screams Tragic Act 2. On motive, Marco blaming Sonny for Natalia's death while ignoring Sidwell's role is denial bordering on delusion. At least own your villainy. And yes, I caught it too. Alexis may have accidentally recorded Rick when she sat on his phone. The screen glow, the look, suspicious. Rick, for his part, should have kept the detox secret to himself. Alexis, Christina, and Ava would never expose their own involvement. Neither should he have, no matter how much he trusts Elizabeth. This is exactly the kind of secret that metastasizes, and Elizabeth will be the one skewered for it. Carly, Joss, Sonny. The civics lesson no one asked for. Joss is on a crusade, and crusades rarely make room for respect. Her hostility toward Sonny is her prerogative. Her disrespect toward her mother is not. Friendship with adult children is a privilege. Parenting is a responsibility. Carly needed to set a line harder and earlier. The double standard file is bursting. Mothers like Portia and Nina make questionable protective choices and get tarred and feathered. Carly hides Valentine, an actual fugitive, and draws comparatively fewer pitchforks. At minimum, be consistent. Since we're revisiting criminal pasts, Joss's father Jax and Uncle Jerry have resumes that make Sonny look like a flower girl in comparison. If we're policing hypocrisy, perhaps broaden the net. As for Sonny, family has him sidelining Diane Miller for Rick. I like the thaw with Rick. I loathe the professional downgrade for Diane. You do not bench your closer to make your setup man feel included. Audience forensics and continuity crimes. Hiding with the curtains open is the new Port Charles pastime. So is turning the boathouse into a moral hazard. Did you see those sandwiches? Yes, and I remain concerned for everyone's dental work. The Sidwell and Cullum nonsense needs an end date. Every labyrinth needs an exit. And to the viewer trying to find GH on Hulu, you're not alone. Availability is uneven. The network ought to decide whether it wants live viewers or loyal ones, and then act accordingly. Children, Guardians, and the Art of Boundaries. James is a delight to some and a terror to others. I find him believably messy and sweet. Breaking a glass is not a felony. Still, perhaps keep the phones away from beverages. Danny remains my runner-up for favorite kid. Open-hearted and perceptive. The boy asked if he could go along because he understands the stakes. His father should have too. Lucas oscillates between endearing and sanctimonious. If he ends up saving Britt and reuniting with Brad, I won't be surprised. If he dumps Marco before the bullets fly, I'll applaud. Resurrections, returns, and rewrites. Bring back Victor Cassadine? I wouldn't object. End the Caesar Faison drag? Please. As for Luke Spencer, nostalgia is a powerful drug. Dosage should be carefully managed. Temporarily recasting Jason to keep the story moving was a reasonable suggestion. The show declined. Fine. Then it must justify the narrative cost of sending him away again. Elizabeth, Rick, and the Sonny variable. Do I want Rick and Elizabeth together? Yes. Do I want Rick to keep Sonny at arm's length professionally while maintaining the family thaw personally? Also yes. Liz is correct. Anything between Sonny and Rick tends to end badly. To the faction calling Rick too old, or the pairing gross, I disagree. What matters is story integrity and character growth. Right now, Rick has it. Do not ruin it. Odds, ends, and sharp edges. Brooklyn sleeping in full daywear is an ongoing wardrobe choice. Not a crime, just a curiosity. Michael quietly managing Nina, hiring Jacinda, then making himself unfireable, is the kind of petty boardroom ballet this show should lean into more. Stella finally pushed Portia to take accountability. Curtis met her halfway. More of that. Fewer secrets recorded under upholstery. The endometriosis storyline, Molly's grief, the body's betrayal, the ache of never hearing "Mom," was exquisitely played. It matters. Keep it honest. Keep it front and center. Phoebe, as a name, got called a stuck-up rich girl choice by one viewer. I'll merely note, in Port Charles, the shoe usually fits, and it comes with the trust fund. Final notes on priorities. I don't need Jason to be perfect. I need him to be present. The show gave us a gorgeous, humane father-son moment and then walked it to the edge of abandonment. If he's leaving, there had better be a reason so compelling it silences even me. Britt's worth saving. Danny's worth staying for. Choose carefully. And to the writers, resolve the pink vials with logic, keep Diane in court, throttle Joss's volume without flattening her spine, and let Rick remain the best version of himself. Then, and only then, give me a wedding worth staying home for. Luke and Laura level spectacle without Luke and Laura level delusion.